Good afternoon and welcome to Comerica Park here in Detroit, Michigan. It's Memorial Day and we have a great interleague matchup today between the San Francisco Giants and the Detroit Tigers. The Giants come into today's game with 31 wins and 22 losses, while the Tigers hold a strong record of 34 wins and 20 losses. Both teams are currently in playoff contention and are playing some of their best baseball this season. This is game one of a 3-game series between two clubs that are trending upwards. Let's dive into what makes this Giants team tick and what we can expect from them today. Starting on the mound for the San Francisco Giants is right-hander Hayden Birdsong. He's made 5 appearances this season and has been incredibly effective. Birdsong comes in with 2 wins, no losses, and a sparkling earned run average of 1.91. He has struck out 29 batters in just over 28 innings pitched. Birdsong mixes in a lively fastball with a sharp breaking ball and a developing changeup. He hits hitters off balance and has shown great poise for a young pitcher. Opposing him today's Detroit Tigers right-hander Kaida Montero. Montero holds the record of 1 win and 1 loss and has earned run average of 5.28. He has struck out 21 batters in over 30 innings. He can be effective when he commands the zone, but he has struggled at times with consistency. This is a great opportunity for the Giants offense to take advantage of a pitcher who has always been shaky this season. Let's turn our attention to the San Francisco lineup, which has been producing solid run support lately. Wilmer Flores has been the most consistent power threat for the Giants. He's already hit 10 home runs and driven 43 runs this season. After struggling with injury last year, Flores is back to full strength and driving the ball all over the field. Another standout is Heliot Ramos, who enters today's game with a batting average of 2.81. Ramos has brought a much-needed spark to the outfield and is starting to show why he was once a top prospect in the organisation. Also keep an eye on Teodo Estrada. He brings speed and versatility to the lineup, and he has the ability to change a game with his base running and aggressive approach at the plate. Defensively, the Giants are led by third baseman Matt Chapman. He's a 5-time Gold Glove Award winner and continues to play elite defense at the hot corner. Chapman is known for his quick reactions, strong throwing arm, and ability to make highlight reel plays on a nightly basis. Behind the plate, Patrick Bailey is establishing himself as one of the top young defensive catchers in baseball. He has excellent pop times and throws with authority. Bailey also handles the pitching staff well and brings a calming presence behind the dish. In the bullpen, look for the Giants to turn to Camilo Doval if they have a lead later in the game. Doval throws triple-digit fastballs and has been a reliable closer over the past few seasons. On the other side, the Tigers have been red hot in the American League Central. Spencer Torkelson is the name to watch in the lineup. He leads the team with 13 home runs and has driven in 40 runs. He's still growing as a hitter, but the power potential is very real. Also, keep your eye on Riley Green. He has a history of hitting well against the Giants. In fact, 7 career games against San Francisco. Green is batting over 400 with an on-base plus slugging percentage over 1,000. He's a tough cut and a key place in the Tigers' outfield. But today, it all comes down to execution. Can Hayden Birdsong continue his excellent run and silence the Tigers' backs? Can the Giants' offense capitalize early against a vulnerable starting pitcher? It's all set up for an exciting Memorial Day clash. San Francisco looks to keep building momentum as we approach the midpoint of the season. So grab your scorecards, settle in. First pitch is just minutes away. Giants and Tigers, let's play ball. Welcome back. We are just set for first pitch here in Detroit. Giants versus Tigers. It's very sunny, a bit of a wind, but it'll be fine. Let's start off with the San Francisco Giants starting lineup. Yastrzemski, Chapman, Lee, Flores, Adams, Wade Jr., Fitzgerald, Bailey, and Matos. Well, they're ready, so it's time for the first pitch. And swing and a miss. Count moves to 0-1 to start us off. Giants batting first, as they are the away side in all of this. Montero, the pitcher. And Yastrzemski, this season, 48 games played already. 0.262 average for Mike Yastrzemski is another strike, and this time it's not swung at. Montero, 6 games this season, 4 starts, a record of 1 win and 1 loss. He's allowed 5 home runs so far this season. Next pitch, it's hit, and that should be out at first base. Yes, it is. He won't be there in time. First out. It's a low-driven ball straight to second base, easily thrown. Over to first. Montero, his pitch arsenal, 28.5% of his pitches are a four-seam baseball that hit 93.4 mile an hour. His slider hits 84.2. A sinker that goes 93.5 mile an hour, as well as first pitch against Chapman comes up, and the count is 0-1. Chapman has an average of .216, playing 52 games this season. First ball of the day, and the count goes 1-1, as that was way outside of the zone to the left. So the count is 1-1. 5 pitches already today on Montero. Here comes the 6, and call goes to first, and they're going to say he didn't swing, so count moves to 2-1. As the pitch clock goes down to 7, 6, 5, and we're waiting for the pitch 4, and pitch is thrown, and that one is outside of the zone once again, so the batter of Chapman has got a big lead here, 3-1 in the count. Question is, what can he do with it? What can he do with the opportunity? And swing and a miss. Count is full. First full count of the afternoon here in Detroit. Watching Giants baseball and FT Sport. Make sure to subscribe for more. 3-2, full count. Chapman up to bat. Here comes the pitch. Outside of the zone, and that'll be a walk. Chapman takes base. First man on base today. He's going to be guarded by Spencer Torkelson, who's at first base today. Colt Keefe is at second base. Shortstop of Trey Sweeney. Catcher Dylan Dingler. And Zach McKinstry is at third. Those are all for the Detroit Tigers. The Detroit Tigers outfield as the third in the batting order comes up, and it's Jung-Hoo Lee. We've got Chapman on first base. 1 out. First pitch in the count, he's swung on it. It hits foul. Count is 0-1. Lee's got a .281 average so far this season. Montero's pitched 10 already today, and Lee just went out to side of the batter box, and the timer was stopped, and that one is hit, and that should be a base hit. So we're going to have runners on second and first. A single out to left field that dropped very nicely indeed, and Lee's going to love that. That's the first hit for the Giants this afternoon, and currently it's still scoreless. We've got 1 out here in the top of the first, where we've got runners on first and second. It's looking great for the Giants to start off this afternoon as Lee takes a big lead off here. And Flores up to bat. He's good in power and he misses the first one, swing and a miss. So the count will be 0-1. Average of .254. An on-base percentage of .324. And that one is wide and out of the box. So it will be 1-1 in the count. As we await the third pitch in this at-bat, and here it comes, and that one outside again in the dirt as well, but catcher was able to get there. Count is 2-1, and they'll get a new ball because that just went in the dirt a bit. Flores is really the slugger for the Giants. Question is, what can he do this time round? Swing and a miss. Count is even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Montero's 15 pitches in this first inning already. Pitch clock down to 7, 6, and at 5, here comes the pitch. And just wide again. 3-2, second full count of the afternoon. Last time there was a full count, it was to Chapman, and they let him go for a walk. He currently is on second base at the moment. Lee's on first for the Giants. 3-2, and pitch is going to step off just for a second here. What can they do here? Montero with the 17th pitch of the afternoon. What will it be? It's hit. That's the infield. Throw to first is good. So we've got runners on second and third, but we've got 2 outs. So if you were to do a sacrifice fly, it's just a bit bollocks really, because you can't really do anything with it because you'd be out. So 2 outs. And runners on second and third for the Giants in the top of the first here. And fifth in the batting order now for the Giants, and we've got Adams coming in, .209 average. First pitch is outside, so the count is 1-0. Willie Adams with a .209 average, number 2 for the Giants, and playing shortstop. Swing and a miss. The ball went outside of the zone to the bottom. Count moves to 1-1. Watching Giants baseball on FT Sport. Comes the third pitch in this count, and bit of a dodge there by Willie Adams. And 2-1 is the count as that went to the batter's side. But he moved out of the way. He wasn't hitting him either way. And it went off the bat, but luckily went foul. Count is 2-2. Adams looked like he tried to weld back from that, but just couldn't in the end. So we're still scoreless here, but we have got runners on second and third. So if there was to be a single, there would be a run in the early stages here. Count is 4, and that is going to be given. It looked outside, in my opinion. But we're going to go to the middle of the first. Scoreless. It's scoreless here in Detroit. Welcome back. Still scoreless here at Comerica Park. And the Giants take pitching duties and fielding. And here's the Detroit starting lineup. Carpenter, Torres, Keith, Green, Torkelson, McKinstry, Dingler, Sweeney and Baez. And they get their first turn at batting as we move now into the bottom of the first. Birdsong is the starting pitcher today for the Giants. 12 games this season, 1 start, record of 2 wins and no losses so far. Maybe we can make that 3 wins and no losses today. Allowed 4 home runs, hopefully none today. First pitch is given as a strike. Count is 0-1. Carpenter up to bat for the Tigers, an average of .281. Pitch by Birdsong, that one is hit. Should be out at first. It's lovely pitch. It's lovely fielding and out at first. Grounded out to second base. Hayden Birdsong. Here's his pitch arsenal. Four seam 40.1% of the time. A slider 28.3% of the time. Fastest pitches is 4-seam, 96.1. His changeup goes 89.1 as well. Here comes the first pitch of the second at-bat. That one is outside and is a ball. So 1-0 in this count. Gleyber Torres up to bat as well. And that one down in the dirt. Count moves to 2-0. Torres is one of those guys where you don't really like pitching against. Torres 0.8 or 0.282 averages. That one is high, and that could be caught, and that could be caught foul. And no, it's found its way into the stands. So count is 2-1. Torres just fouled that up quite high, and catcher was just going back to get it, but it's gone over the mesh barrier. One lucky fan has got that. What a day they might be having. 2-1 is the count, and a swing and a miss as the ball goes low. 2-2. Good pitch there by Birdsong. Bottom of the first, count 2-2. 1 out. That one is hit and it's going to go foul, so the count will remain at 2-2. Still scoreless here in Detroit. Another pitch, and that one is a swing and a miss. Gleyber Torres struck out. First strikeout for Birdsong today. Let's have a look at the outfield lineup for the Giants. Patrick Bailey is the catcher. Matt Chapman's at third. Willie Adams at shortstop. Tyler Fitzgerald at second base. Lamont Wade Jr. at first. Yastrzemski at right field as the first pitch of the third at-bat comes in, and that one is hit foul, so the count moves 0-1. Colt Keith, 47 games this season. Average of .218. For him, an on-base percentage of .323, 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. Plays second base and is number 33 for the Tigers. So that one is outside. Count moves to 1-1. Outside just to the inside of Keith. Third pitch of the count comes in. That one is hit high, out, and is missed, and that one will be a ground rule double. Skipped its way over the fence. Long hit, and everyone held their breath for a moment, thought it was in the glove of Willie Adams. Fell out there, so it's not an error, it's a hit. So, score is scoreless. Count 0-1 now with a swing by Green. Green has a .270 average. Number 31 left fielder on base percentage of .330, 12 home runs and 34 RBIs. And scoring decision has actually been given as an error. That one is hit out to Ollie Adams, and this time he's got it. End of 1, and we are still tied scoreless. Giants with 1 hit, but an error after Adams gave up a ground rule double. Tigers hitless yet, but they were. With a base runner on second, we'll be back after this. Welcome back. Still scoreless. Here in Detroit. Just about to start the top of the second. Giants with an error in that last inning. But it was all sorted. And now they are the batters. Count is 0-1. Wade Jr. batting .164 average. For the man who's 6th in the batting order. That one is hit though. And that should be a fly out. Yes, it is. It's caught just behind second base. 1 out to start the top of the second. Only took 2 pitches to get Wade Jr. out of here, and he's replaced by Tyler Fitzgerald. Second base, number 49, with .278 average, and on base percentage of .339. And here comes the first pitch of this at bat. What will it be? It's outside of the zone. Count is 1-0. Montero with 25 pitches so far. That one to the inside and decently close to Fitzgerald. Count moves to 2-0. And here comes the third pitch of this at-bat. 2-0 pitch. And that is given as a ball. 3-0, just high. Umpires today, Phil Kazui behind home plate. Tony Bellino is the crew chief at second base, and that one is inside the zone. First strike in this at-bat. Count moves to 3-1. And here comes the pitch. That one is hit, and it should be a fly ball. Might drop. No, it's a fly ball. 2 outs. 2 hits, but both of them fly balls. The American flag waving in the sky. Very slowly, shows the wind. Seems to be calm here at the ballpark. As we start off with a 0-1 count for Bailey's at bat, last in the batting order. Number 14, average of .174. That one is low, and the count is 1-1. 2 outs in this one. Top of the second. And here comes the third pitch of the at-bat. That one is almost out of the striking zone, given as a strike. So 1 is the 32 pitches this 174 averages. That one is out of the zone. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the second. Pitch to Bailey coming up. Apologies, he is number 8 in the batting order. That one is hit, but it will go foul by the catcher's legs, so doesn't count as anything except from a foul ball, so count will remain at 2-2. Count is even. 2-2 pitch, here it comes. That one is hit, foul, so the count once again remains at 2-2. We've had, well, this will be the 5th pitch. No, it won't be. It'll be the 7th pitch now on this at-bat. 6 so far. So here comes another one, and that one is low and swung at, which will end the second for the Giants. We move to the middle of the second. Still scoreless here. 3 up, 3 down here at Comerica Park. Welcome back. Just about to start the bottom of the second. Highest ground ball percentage by pitchers this season in the MLB. Giants are 48.9 percentage. The Tigers standard of 44.8 percentage. We're ready to go with the first pitch. The bottom of the second. Score is scoreless. Pitch comes in, and that will make it 0-1 the count. Torkelson, the batter, a .241 average this season. Plays first base, number 20. An on-base percentage of .350 as the second pitch goes out of the striking zone, and the count is 1-1. Birdsong doing a lot better than Montero in terms of pitching so far in this one, as the count moves to 1-2. He's pitched 16 pitches so far this whole game. Montero pitched definitely a lot more pitches in the top of the first, considering there was multiple runners on bases for the Giants, as they chased that one out of the zone, but not enough for the umpire to give the call. So the count moves to 2-2 for Torkelson. 2-2 pitch, here it comes. That one is hit, so it will be a foul ball though, as it goes. Oh no, they've called it as a ball. He did get a hit on that. But the home base umpire though has called it as a ball though. So 3-2 count, and there'll be a walk. Birdsong's first walk of the day with a four-seam fastball, and we've got a runner on first base. The first runner on first base for the Tigers today. They've had a runner on second, but not yet one on first. So next batter for the Tigers coming up, which is McKinstry, .276 average, as that one is way high. Count is 1-0. And we'll tell you more about McKinstry. Zach McKinstry, third base, number 39, on base percentage of .365 for the Tigers. And that one to the inside, 2-0. But I'm not looking strong to start off this second inning. So the count 2-0. 21 pitches by Birdsong this inning. Not this whole inning, this whole game, sorry. Count moves to 2-1 as he gets his first strike of this at-bat against McKinstry. Number 6 in the batting order for the Detroit Tigers. Score is scoreless here. You're watching Giants Baseball on FT Sport. Make sure to subscribe if you're enjoying, and for more. That one is inside the zone. Count is 2-2. Count is even. Fifth pitch of the at-bat. And we'll see what the result is. Birdsong with the pitch. And that one is swung at, and it was low. Out to the zone. Second strikeout for Birdsong today. First in this one. First out. In the bottom of the second. Just going low there. Maybe got a bit of the dirt. But McKinstry fell for it. And that is the first out. In the bottom of the second. Dingler now to bat, and that one is outside of the zone. To the top right. Dingler, number 7 in the batting order, .297 average. Number 13 for the Tigers, a on-base percentage of .320. And pitch comes in. It's 1-1. That one got to the inside of the striking zone. 1-1 pitch. That one is hit. And out to left field. Should be caught. And it is. Thrown back in. Runner stays at first. So 2 outs. Got runner on first thanks to a walk. The next batter is Trace Sweeney, shortstop for the Detroit Tigers. Number 27, on base percentage of .299, an average of .238. As the first pitch of this at-bat comes in, and it is a ball, which did actually grab the inside of the strike zone to the top, but it is a called ball, so 1-0 to start us off here. 2 outs, bottom of the second, still scoreless here. Swing and a miss, big swing there. That one down low. Count 1-1. So we're even in the count, we're even in the score. 2 outs, runner on first. Swing and a miss, and no, sorry, hit that. foul ball. Either way, it's going to be a strike added to the count. So the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 and 2 the count. Sweeney just taking a moment to fix his gloves as the pitch clock stops momentarily. And it restarts once again. 1 and 2 pitch. 1 bird song is left and count moves to even at 2-2. To the top right corner of the zone. To the batter's side. Birdsong with 31 pitches so far in this game. That one in the dirt by a long way before he even got to the plate. 3-2 the count. That might have even bounced down in the grass. Never mind the dirt. We'll see here, thanks to a replay. Yeah, that bounced down in the grass. 3-2, Birdsong. With the full count pitch. 1 on the pitch clock. The pitch clock did stop, but he should be fine. That one's a foul ball. They've started running. Should be caught. It is caught. That'll do it. End of 2. Here in Detroit. Score remains scoreless at 0-0. No hits since the top of the first and an error in the second. We'll see you back in a few moments. Welcome back. Giants Baseball on FT Sport. Top of the third now to you. First pitch is a strike. Count is 0-1. Luis Matos now to bat. Left fielder, number 29 for the Giants. Average of .154. Last in the batting order as well, as that one is a hit foul. Ball boy's got that one. 0-2 the count, as we see. Lovely shot of everyone enjoying the carnival that really takes place here in Detroit. And here comes the third pitch of the at-bat. 0-2 is the count. And that one is hit, but it will be foul, so count remains at 0-2. So still scoreless here. San Francisco are the only one with a hit in this game. They've also got an error to their name after Willie Adams kind of dropped a catch or let a catch get through his glove, as that one's a ball. Count is 1-2. Let a ball go through or dropped a catch, which led to a ground Roll double as it skipped the wall, and that one is hit high. Another foul ball, count 1 and 2 still. Montero with 41 pitches. Luis Matos versus left-handed pitchers and right-handed pitchers. He likes the right-handed pitchers a lot more than the left-handed ones, as that one is hit, and it's hit foul again, so count remains at 1 and 2. 2 pitches already in this at bat. It's the 42 pitch of this whole game for Montero, the Tigers pitcher. Matos putting up a good fight here. That one is left. Good decision there. 2-2, full count. 7 pitches so far in this count. And that was the only knuckle curve that's been used in this pitch sequence so far. Slowest pitch of them all at 79 mile an hour. Four-seamer, 93 mile an hour, fastest in that one. That was the 6th pitch he faced. 2 on the pitch clock, stops at 2, thrown in there. That one is hit once again, foul, so the count will remain at 2 and 2. That's the 8th pitch now of this at bat, and you've got to say Matos is doing well. It's another knuckle curve, that time just slower by 1 mile an hour. So 2 knuckle curves used in this one. See what the 9th pitch has got to give us. There's a sinker, and that one is hit to the infield and thrown to first. He's out at first. Good fight. Gave a lot of pitches. 9 pitches in that at bat. That scoreboard said he was on first base. He's not on first base. He's out. Apologies. So top of the 3rd. 1 out. Montero with 45 pitches. I'm just seeing there's a man with about 20 beers in one bucket. I'll be surprised if he doesn't drop that. Unless he's been doing that for years, because that's quite heavy. 0-1 the count. Back to the top of the order now. Yastrzemski with it. 0 for 1 today. That one, though, is hit quite high. Should be a fly ball, and that one is caught. 2nd out. Here in the top of the 3rd. As commentary now, 0 and 2 today. There is at least one Giants fan in the ballpark today. Chapman now to bat. He was given a walk, free pass last time out, and they've started off with another ball against him. 1-0 the count. Walk in the 1st. 9 home runs. 26 RBIs so far this season. That one finally in the zone. Count is even at 1-1. Did have a full count the first time he came up. Just seen a very confusing view with Tigers hats and Giants jerseys. Interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff going on in the ballpark. Back to the game, 2-1. And that one is high. 3-1 now the count. Could this be the 2nd walk for Chapman today? Could it be 2 for 2 in terms of walks? 51 pitches for Montero. He's got 2 outs to play with. Does he walk him? It's going to be a full count. 3-2. Last time there was a full count with Chapman, they let him go. Let him go to first. Let him go free. Got to 3rd base, but was stopped as 3 outs were reached. That one is hit high. That one is hit very high. Should be there in the field. It is caught. It will remain scoreless here. 3 up, 3 down, middle of the 3rd. We'll be back in a few moments. Here at the ballpark. Welcome back. Scoreless as we move into the bottom of the third here at Comerica Park. Still scoreless. Here, Birdsong still the pitcher. Starting pitch for the Giants. 33 pitches so far for him today as his first pitch to Baez is inside, right to the middle as well. 0-1 is the count. Baez, last of the batters, in the batting order. On base percentage of .325, an average of .289. Centre fielder number 28 is that he swung for a ball in the dirt there. 0-2 the count. See some Giants fans getting to their seats. They've missed the first 3 innings, but it's alright. 1-2 the count to the outside there for Birdsong. There's with a .289 average. That one is in the grass again. And it hit the bat of Baez, but umpire appealed to first base. They've called it as a ball. 2-2 is the count. Bottom of the third. We'll have 9 innings today. Swing and a miss. Apologies. He somehow hit that. 2-2 remains the count. As Bears just, and I'll repeat that, just hit the ball for a foul ball. That time it's gone right into the catcher's legs. 3-2. Now the new count. So full count here. Birdsong's only given up 1 walk today. Swing and a miss. Wild pitch. Throw to first. Luckily, in time. Giving us a strikeout. 3 strikeouts for Birdsong today. Yesterday for the Tigers, Scooble, 13 strikeouts, 7 changeup, 3 with a sinker, 2 with a fast seam, and 1 with a knuckle curve. He was on fire yesterday for the Tigers. Good job. He's not currently playing today. We started off with an 0-1 count. Here, that one a 4-seam to the top of the zone, quite high. 1-1 is the count. Against Carpenter, top of the batting order, 0-1, ground out in the first. Right fielder number 30 for the Tigers, as that one is outside of the zone again. 2-1. Birdsong with 43 pitches currently. And that one is given as a strike. They look to third for that one. It's given as a strike, so count is 2-2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Still scoreless here in Detroit. That one is hit, and this time it's another ground out. Throw to first in time. 2 outs now in the bottom of the third. So Carpenter starts his day off with 2 ground outs. Now Gleyber Torres up. Strikeout in the first, so he's 0-1. Designated hitter, number 25. Will he fall like Carpenter and go 2-2 in terms of his first result today? That one is outside and it's low. So 1-0 the count. To start off, Birdsong with 46 pitches this afternoon. That one to the inside of the zone. Did make it inside though, or relatively on the line. Given as a strike though, so it's 1-1. 2 outs. Swing, hit foul, so it's 1-2 in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the third. You're watching Giants Baseball on FT Sport. If you're enjoying, make sure to subscribe. Show you're enjoying it, and for more. That one is a strikeout. So, like we said, strikeout in the first, strikeout in the third. Giants Tigers scoreless after 3. Welcome back. Top of the 4th tier. Scoreless here. Comerica Park. Hopefully that's not for much longer. Let's get some action in. On this Monday afternoon, Memorial Day in America. 0-1 is the count, and it's now 0-2 against Lee, who's 1 for 1 today. Single in the first. Centre fielder for the Giants, number 51. Lee was the only one to get a hit. Still the only one that has a hit in this game, as he goes for an 0-2 pitch. Does get there though. It was low and goes out for a foul ball. Montero now with 56 pitches currently. And count will remain at 0-2 as you see the massive tiger on top of the billboard. Big screen. And 1-2 is the count now. Montero with another pitch. This time it's hit. And it is grounded out to first. So he's 1 for 2 this afternoon. Apologies once again. It did say he made first base. He didn't. Fresh stats. Situational splits this season. Wilmer Flores, bases empty. Average .224. One runner on, .287. Bases loaded. He's 4 for 6. He's the designated hitter, number 41 for the Giants. That one is low, and he held back there, so the count is now 1-0. Grounded out in the first inning. And second pitch of the at-bat. Now in the strike zone, so the count moves to 1-1. Top of the 4th, we're close to the halfway stages in this one, still scoreless. That one is hit to first base and is caught, so 2 outs. And that means Flores is 0 for 2 to start off this afternoon. Billy Adams 0 for 1, struck out in the first. Let's see what he can do with this opportunity. Swing and a miss. 0 and 1. Montero has 63 pitches. Adams is 0 for 1 today. Number 5 in the batting order. And that one is hit. Goes foul, so count moves to 0 and 2. Looked quite close to making it fair. But it was on the line and just went foul. Little fan just getting to his seats now. In the top of the 4th. Lovely. Cap on. And that one is going to be a fly out. It might be infield foul. No, it's not. But it's caught anyway. Middle of the 4th. Scoreless. The Tigers. Bat. Up next. Welcome back, scoreless. As we move now into the bottom of the 4th. Go back to May 26, 2019. Looking at the play of the game by Mike Yastrzemski. Back today. We're in the bottom of the 4th. That one in the zone. 0-1. Keith up to bat. Second base. He reached on error in the first. He hit it out to the left field, and Willie Adams should have really got there but didn't. And that one, he's going to get there. It is the first hit for Detroit this afternoon. That one a base hit sent to the middle of the field, centre field. And that is the first hit allowed by Birdsong today in the Giants. Riley Green up to bat, grounded out in first. That one is high and out the zone, 1-0. To start us off with this at bat. Riley Green 4th in the batting order for the Detroit Tigers. Birdsong has pitched 52. In this one, that one is hit high, foul. Catcher stood up there. Thought he could have got there, but didn't. Count now 1-1 after the foul. Man on first base. That one is a swing and a miss. Count now 1-2. Pitcher's got a lead here. Question is, what does Birdsong do with it? Birdsong with 54 pitches. Green making the count 0-1. Green is 0-1 today. Pick off attempt at first, and Keith gets there in time, so no out there. 1-2 is the count. 9 on the pitch clock. Thrown in. That one was out, but hit foul. So count will remain at 1-2. Umpire gets topped up with some more balls. It's the early lead-off here. We're getting some games. The rest of the game is really underway. There's a 7-10, I believe. That's just got underway. Strikeout now. 4th strikeout by Birdsong today. 1 out. Here in the bottom. The 4th. I'm just going to see what other games are on. One's thrown in. 1-0. And yes, they're getting 2 games underway at 7-10. Red Sox versus the Brewers. Red Sox lost yesterday. And Rockies versus Cubs. The Rockies been hard to call this year, with 9 wins and 44 losses. Not a good team for the bookies. 2-0, 1 out. Runner at first. 3-0. And that Rockies game getting underway at midday. Not midday, sorry, 2:20 p.m. Eastern Time, as the count moves to 3-1 as a ball lands in the grass. The first time Birdsong's done that today. So 3-1, that one is hit. That will be a base hit. Will the runner stay at second or go to third? That is the question. No, they're going to stay where they are. 1-2. Sorry, runners on first and second. 1 out. Here in the 4th. Decent contact there. And that one's hit foul to start off this next at bat. So 0-1. Runners on first and second. McKinstry now to bat for the Tigers. Third base, number 39, 0 for 1. Strikeout in the second. In the 4th now. Bottom of the 4th. Still scoreless. McKinstry 0-1. 63 pitches now as count goes to 0-2 for Birdsong. And that one out of the zone. So 1-2 is the count. Now we've got runners on first and second. That one is hit. That one should be caught. Yes, it is. Will they tag to third? Yes, they will. No, sorry, they won't. Look like from that angle they did. So 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Now in the bottom of the 4th. Still a runner in scoring position at second. Matos with the catch. Dingler now up for the Tigers. number 13 with 1-8 in this game. And talking about 0 for 1, he's 0 for 1 in the count. 0 balls, 1 strike. Birdsong 66 pitches in this game. We await the pitch, it comes in, and count moves to 0-2. Bottom of the 4th, runners on first, second. This is the most threatening Detroit have looked in this whole game. Swing, that is a base hit. Throw to home plate. This has to be good. Will it be good enough? Yes, it will. Sorry, it's not. I thought it was. Oh, no. Detroit take the lead. 1-0. Catcher didn't get there. We said Detroit, the most menacing, and just as I said that, they take the advantage, they take the lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Not good indeed. And the scoring decision, single, RBI and error, and they're going to meet up for a mound visit. With Birdsong. Would I see them taking him out of the game? No, they're not going to. I wouldn't. I'd just say they're just going to have a talk with him. Which is what they have done, and they leave the mound. Just about ready to get back underway. So Detroit take a 1-0 lead. Not good. Could be better. That one down in the grass. 1-0 is the score. 1-0 is the score to the Tigers. 1-0 is the count. To Sweeney, number 8. In the batting order, 0-1 today. Birdsong with 69 pitches in this one. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one way inside, and Sweeney had to dodge that one. 2-0 the count. Monday evening baseball for you here on FG Sport. If you're enjoying the stream, make sure to subscribe if you're enjoying it, and for further coverage of Giants baseball in the future. 2-1 is the count now. A strike given up in this count. That one way inside once again, and had to dodge that one once again, Sweeney. 3-1 the count. Lead for the batter. Say lead for the batter, it's big lead for the batter. 3-1. But once again, it is only one strike away from being that full count. 3-1. It's hit high. Should be caught, which it is. That ends a very lengthy bottom of the 4th. And at the end of it, the Tigers have a 1-0 lead. First run scored in this contest. Top of the 5th. Next. welcome back. 0-1 to the Tigers in this one. Just got underway in the top of the fifth. Count is 0-1. To Wade Jr. 0-1. Number 6 in the batting order. That one is hit, but it's hit to the first baseman, and they'll step on first, and that will be the first out after only just 2 pitches. Start off this first half of the 5th inning. That means we've reached the halfway stage in this contest, and Detroit have a lead of 1. Tyler Fitzgerald 0 for 1 now, 7th in the batting order, fly out on his first attempt, 0-1 to start his second. It's got lovely weather here at Comerica Park. That one is hit high and foul. It looks like it's going into the stands. It is going into the stands. Catcher got up there very intensely. And the count is now 0-2 as we see the fan with the baseball. Good catch as well. Good decision to bring your glove to the ballpark. 0-2 the count, top of the 5th. Montero now with 69 pitches, which means Birdsong has the higher amount, and Montenero with the strikeout. I believe that's his first strikeout of the day. 2 outs. Now for the Giants. Will it be a 1-2-3 inning? You gotta hope not. Happy Memorial Day. Celebrate in America. If not, happy Monday. To the end, bottom, and out of the zone. 1-0 the count. 71 pitches for Montero. So yeah, definitely Birdsong took the more pitches coming in to this inning. Looked like though Montero had it throughout this whole game. Count 2-0. Bailey is up to bat. 0-1 today. That one to the outside of the zone, but it's a called strike, so 2-1 is the count. Giants scoreless. They do have a hit to their name. Detroit have 3 to their name. All 3 of them coming in the space of that last inning for them. That one is hit foul by Bailey, so the count moves to 2-2. Detroit have a higher record than the Giants. 34 wins, 20 losses. The Giants 31 wins, 22 losses coming into this game. Pitch clock stops at 2. That one is hit foul once again, so the count remains even at 2-2. 1 strike, and that ends the inning. 1 ball we play on to a full count. Montero 75 pitches in this one. That one to the outside of the zone. Said 1 ball they play on. It is a ball. Full count. 3-2. I don't know what Lee's doing in the dugout, but on the field it's a walk. Bato moves to first. And Luis Matos steps up. 0 for 1. Ground out in the third. So Montero with 77 pitches. And we're going to get a mound visit here. For the Tigers. So they'll have that mound visit there. Do I think they're going to take Montero out the game? No, they're not. But just I say that, they walk away. So Montero's going to keep on playing. It is only just 1 walk, so I think it's just words of encouragement. just to end this inning. You see Tyler Holton, left-handed pitcher for the Tigers, in the bullpen. 2 outs, top of the fifth. 0-0 now becomes 0-1. Detroit lead by 1. Score is Tigers 1, Giants none. That one though is hit, and that one is a long way back, but should be called, and that ends the top of the fifth for the Giants. Score is 0-1. It remains 0-1. Bottom of the fifth coming up after this. Welcome back. Go back to May 26, 1997 against the Astros, and you get a very star performer who's in attendance at the ballpark today. Back to the game. Giants 0, Tigers 1. 1 hit for the Giants. They can improve on that as we now move into the bottom of the fifth, and it's Tigers' turn. They want to add to their lead here at home. Count is 1-0. That one, though, is in the dirt and swung at. Count is even 1-1. As it's the bottom of the order now. Dead bottom of the order. For Javier Baez, number 9 in the batting order for the Tigers. 0-1. Strikeout in the third. And swung again. Low. Count is 1-2. I think now the perfect time is to just throw one inside the zone. You strike him out now. Because, to be honest, seeing as he struck at 2 in the dirt, surely you can't swing at one that's inside the zone. Maybe you might not think that is. Well, he does swing at one inside the zone, and it is a foul ball. So count will remain at 1-2. Birdsong pitching with 77 balls pitched in this game. In the 5th inning. Pitch again goes high. 2-2. With a 4-seamer. Just join us. It's Giants 0, Tigers 1. You're watching Giants baseball here as the count goes to 3-2. You're watching Giants baseball here on FT Sport. And if you enjoy it, make sure to subscribe for more. That one out of the strike zone, but given a strikeout. And Bear's not happy. He's got to be careful. But it's a strikeout nonetheless. It definitely was outside the zone, and an 80 mile an hour that was outside, and Baez has got to be restrained. Baez has got to be restrained, and Baez has just been ejected. I said he's got to be careful. He's got to have two of his own to help hold him back, including the next, and it's all kicked off here. Baez is furious, and rightfully so. He's been ejected from the game, and he will have to walk back to the clubhouse. Getting touched up by every man in the dugout, but that is definitely not what you want. Baez has been ejected by that for arguing with the umpire, and there you go. As soon as he got ejected, got held back by one, then he got so close. Then he got so close that it escalated more, and Baez then nearly wanted to throw his helmet at him. Had it in his hand, luckily didn't throw it. Nearly started fighting his own teammates there to get to the umpire. Chaos here at Comerica. But it's all resolved. Baez is ejected though. That's not good for the Tigers. Count 1-0. It's definitely the wrong call that was given, because it was outside the zone. If you're a Giants fan, you'll take that. Birdsong will definitely take that. Birdsong, I think, knows it was outside the zone. Foul ball, 1-1. It was definitely outside. Definitely to the bottom, but given as a strikeout. And Baez was just trying to argue the decision, and that was a base hit. That's a base hit by the Tigers. Run on first. So they do get a little bit of revenge after that. 0-0. Look back to the third inning. Looking at the same balls that I counted out. And there are balls in that area that were counted as balls, but in that time it wasn't. And it's given us a strikeout. So it's right for Baez to protest that. And as a Giants fan, I'll give it to him. It's right for him to protest that against the umpire. But it's this thing with MLB umpires. You can't protest that much that you're going to get ejected. Eric Miller is in the bullpen for San Francisco. And we've got a bit of a mound visit. Birdsong looks like he'll stay on the mound for the Giants, but his day is almost coming to an end. Here. But yeah, Baez definitely right to protest that, but the thing is with MLB umpires, you can't protest that much or else you get done for it. Which Baez has been there, and he's been ejected. So Baez ejected. Count scoreless as we're about to get the first pitch of it, and that one's in the dirt. 1-0, wild pitch, and the runner from first will happily move up to second. So 1-0 the count. Just low, and it was spilled there by the catcher. He had it in his gloves. Scoring decision given by a wild pitch. And that is what helped the Tigers get one. And count 2-0. I've got some sad news to bring you though. This is breaking news. A man has been detained after a car has collided with pedestrians during the Liverpool Trophy Parade. That's a breaking news story, and we'll bring you more on it as we get it. That's news from the Liverpool Trophy Parade. They're the champions in the Premier League. We were covering the Premier League final day yesterday. It's taken a sad turn of events in Liverpool. That's quite a distressing story, so sorry if that's distressed you a little bit. We'll try and bring you a further update before we go off the air tonight, but we focus on the game for now. San Francisco 0, Detroit Tigers 1. Bottom of the fifth. 3-1. We've got run on second after he got to first on a base hit. Went to second on a wild pitch. That one will be a walk. So we've got runners on first and second now, with one out. And we look like, there you go, we're going to get The change. Birdsong's done. Bottom of the 5th. 1 out. Runners on first and second. We're going to get a change. Birdsong's done. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back. Eric Miller takes the reins from Birdsong in this one. Left-handed pitcher, number 68. This season, 20 games, a record of 2 wins, 0 losses, and 17.1 innings. And they'll get a few more to that today. Maybe he might finally make that even innings. 1 out, runners on first and second, and now the count is 1-0. First pitch for Miller. First pitching change by either side in this one, and it came as early as the bottom of the 5th. That one to the inside, and count 2-0. A four-seamer, 96 mile an hour. Ibanez for Detroit now takes the 3rd spot in the batting order. And count 3-0. Pitch back in. That one's in the zone. So 3-1. Can tell you all the other MLB scores around the league in just a second. Let's stay with this one just for a second. Count 3-1. That one's low, so it'll be a walk. Bases will be loaded for the Tigers. Nonetheless, if they hit one long, that could be a sacrifice fly. So not a really good position for the Giants. Bottom of the 1st at Rockies versus Cubs. It's currently Rockies none, Cubs 1 with 2 outs there. Bottom of the 2nd at Red Sox Brewers, and that is 1 out there. Brewers lead 1-0 over the Red Sox. Count moves to 0-1 here. And 0-2 now. Like we said, there's breaking news that's ongoing at the moment. This might be distressing to some people. There's an incident going on in Liverpool. A man's been detained after a car has collided with pedestrians during a Liverpool Trophy parade. That's a base hit here. Bring more news on that as we get it. That is a hit. That will be 2 runs that are coming. Now, 3-0 Tigers. Not good to say the least. Not good to say the least for the Giants. Yeah, the throw was off. Even if the throw was on, it would have been late. Couldn't have got him out there, so it's just 2 runs you got to give up. Miller might be disappointed by that, but he's got to remember there was already 2 runners on base. But once again, he still won't be happy. They've walked Torson. Yes, they have. So the bases are loaded again. Intentional walk there. So we move to Zach McKinstry, 0 for 2, strikeout, fly out, and the number 39 is going to start the at bat 1-0. So he's ahead here. So count now 2-0. So I'll bring you more on that breaking news. Everything we know so far. This is a distressing report. This is breaking news as we get it. Before that, no, we'll say that after the break, because double play. Our 2 runs that are given up though during that innings. We've got more on that breaking news after the break. But it's Giants 0, Tigers 3. Welcome back. 0-3 is the score. Giants behind by 3. Now we do have a breaking news story that we have to bring you. And warning, this might be a bit distressing. There's a man being detained after a car has hit pedestrians at the Liverpool parade. Everything we know so far, Merseyside police have said just after 6 they received reports a car collided with a number of pedestrians on Water Street. It's not known yet how many people have injured or if anyone's been killed. Police say a man has been detained following the collision. An air ambulance has landed in the area and there are a large number of police cordons in place. The incident follows an afternoon of celebration of thousands of fans watch the Premier League trophy parade. We've got one out here to start off the top of the 6. That's not good at all. Keir Starmer, Prime Minister, have said, my thoughts go on. My thoughts are with all those injured or affected. He goes on. Want to thank the people and emergency services. He's been updated on the latest updates. And like we said, it's not very good what's going on. At the moment they were celebrating the Premier League parade, and scenes have gone from celebration to distress there. So sorry to bring you that news, but it has to happen, as we've got a base hit here for the Giants, just to make it a bit more happier. Run on first, Will. If there's any more updates to bring from Liverpool, we'll keep you updated. Any more updates will be in the post-game show. 0-0 count, 1 out, run at first. Jung-Hoo Lee, 1 for 2 today, single in the first. And 0-1. And that one's hit. That one is hit. Base hit. Very good. And there we go. We might get a runner on third. No, we're not. They're gonna halt it there at first and second. We're getting some life now into this Giants team. And not to make anyone a bit excited or anything, but the Giants hit a home run. This game is all tie again. See who's up next to bat. The Giants. Or maybe the Giants might just have a bit of a chance here. Top of the 6th. Not long left in this ball game. And they're going to have a pitching change. Here are the Tigers. They're getting a bit scary here. And a bit nervous. 0-3, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. 0-3 the score. We've got a pitching change for the Tigers. And Brennan Hanafi is in. 22 games this season. Record of 2 wins, 2 losses. 25 innings, 6 walks, 17 strikeouts. And he's going to throw his first pitch. And it's going to be a ball. Want to know? To start us off. Juan Flores 0 for 2. A ground out and a line out, a designated hitter for the Giants, number 41. And now with runners on first and second, you've got to feel there's a bit of life in this Giants team. They've been quiet since the first innings where they got 1 hit. They got a hit in around about the 4th, 5th inning. Now in the 6th, we've got runners on first and seconds. This is looking great. 1-1, count tied. Swing and a miss. Low there, count moves to 1-2. Outside of the zone as well. Question is now, what can this Giants team do? Flores 0 for 2 today. 1-2 the count. He's hit that one. That's a base hit. He's going to come round third. And what will it be? It's going to be the first round. It's going to be the first run for the Giants today. That is what they needed. RBI for Flores. 4th hit for the Giants today. That is the first step in a comeback. Runners on first and second. The score now 3-1. There's got to be more to extract now from this game. Wilmer Flores single into centre. Jung-Hoo Lee's moved to second, and Matt Chapman came around to score. He's been on base at least once already today. And First run there for the Giants. There's more life, though you've got to feel, for the Giants. Count is 0-1. Willie Adams, 0 for 2 today. A strikeout and a pop-out. He want to make that pop-out a base hit. Oh, and he's going to hit that. Is it going to be another ground out? And it's a double play. It's a double play. Middle of the 6th. You've got to feel there was more to extract from that. Score is Giants 1, Tigers 3. Tigers up bat. Bottom of the 6th after the break. Welcome back. Score is Giants 1, Tigers 3. And we move now into the bottom of the second. Not the bottom of the second, bottom of the 6th. That's a lot. That's a big gap there. It's seen 4 runs so far in this game. And finally, the Giants have contributed to that. Count 0-2. Dylan Dingler out to bat. Number 13 for the Tigers. 1 for 2, an RBI single in the 4th. Bivens, the pitcher, now for the Giants, with just 3 pitches now to his name as the count becomes 1-2. And that becomes a strikeout. Good stuff from Bivens. It's his first strikeout today. Was to the outside of the zone, but he did swing at it, so he's not going to be like Baez and get ejected as a result. Sweeney now up in the order. Count now 0-1, sorry. 0 for 2 today is Sweeney. Looking to get potential first contribution. And that one is hit high. He won't get it, it'll be a pop-out. Just behind second base, and there you go. 2 outs. 2 up, 2 down. Who's the third? It's gonna be number 9. And the last in the batting order. No one even knows who it is yet. It's gonna take. It's actually, they've replaced him. Verlin is up there. Average of .100. count is 0-1. So 1-1 is the count. And that one is good, and slid. Couldn't get there. And it will be a base hit. First at bat is good. So, Tigers lead 3-1. Oh, and 1 to start off this at bat. Carpenter, top of the order. He will be the batter. 1 for 3 today for him. We'll bring you MLB updates from around the league very shortly. We'll bring them to you after this break. Steps on first, end of the 6th. Giants up the bat next as we move into the 7th inning stretch. We'll see what happens. Score is 3-1 Tigers. Welcome back. Let's bring you the game summary here. We've had runs scored in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. 3 innings in a row. And the score is Giants 1, Tigers 3. We're going to get a new pitcher. New outfielder for the Tigers. I'd like to rephrase that. New pitcher for the Tigers, Al Brisky. This season, 16 games. And he has a record of 1 win and 1 loss. Count starts off at 1-0. To start off this 7th Giants inning. You've got to wonder, is time running out? Is it too late? Wade Jr. to bat. Just a reminder, we have got a post-game show. Bring you all the Giants information and game summary. All things you need to know after this match. I'm on to Wade Jr. 0 for 2 today, as we said. Risky, the new pitcher. That's who he's facing. Count is 3-1 as the ball goes to the outside of the zone. 3-1 pitch. Coming up, it can either be a walk or a full count. It'll be a walk. Take your base, Ray Jr. Take your base. First time he's got on base today. He'll happily have that. He'll happily have that. Indeed. No outs. Runner on first. This is a good start for the Giants in their 7th inning, in their quest to hunt down the Tigers, to get a win, to salvage this game here at Comerica Park. That's a hit, and it's going to be a foul ball. Count 0-1. Not to get your hopes up again, I said it before, but if Fitzgerald was to hit a home run now, it would be a tie game. It would be a 2-run home run and a tie game. That one's in the dirt. Count 1-1. We're even at 1 in the count. We're not even in the score. We're even in the count. Fitzgerald 0 for 2 today. Bresky's second pitcher he faced. The first one he walked. 8 on the pitch clock. Make that 7. 6, 5. Pitch thrown at 4. And it's going to be another ball as it goes lower the zone. That was his 8th pitch in this inning. On deck is number 8 in the batting order for the Giants. Is 5 on the pitch clock. 4, 3, 2 in motion. So clock stops. He's hit that one. And that one looks alright. It's going to be fair. But it's going to be caught. Tag up from first. No, they're going to stay at first. So first out. Here in the top of the 7th. It's Memorial Day. MLB, I did say I'd give you a score update. So let's give you a score update from around the league. Currently, Rockies-Cubs. That's in the end of the third. Cubs leading 1-0 against the Rockies. It's still 1-0. Brewers Red Sox. Bottom of the third. That one's taken a long while. There's runners on second and fourth. Second and first. But they've just ended that there. So end of the third in both games. And 1-0 to the Cubs. And the Brewers against the Red Sox and the Rockies. Cardinals-Orioles is the next game. That's going to start at 8:05, and then we've got 3 games around the 9 p.m. mark. Those are all British times to bring you up to speed. Top of the 7th, I think there was a 2-minute silence. I don't know what happened. They all stopped playing for 2 minutes and they stayed on the ballpark. Am I concerned I didn't be silent? I am a bit concerned now. I'll check what happened. Foul ball, 0-1. Oh no, there was a minute of silence. I'd like to apologise. I didn't know about that. I didn't know there was. There we go. Cancelled. 0-1 the count. Let's get back to the game quickly. 0-1 the count. 1-1 there. And Risky. 11 pitches so far in this game. Made that 12. As it's 2-1 now. Gotta know there was a minute silence there. Because it is. The thing is, it says 3 p.m. on my thing. And I forgot we're British. So it's just gone 3 p.m. local time. Where I'm watching. 2-1 the count. That one is a hit. And that should be caught. It is caught. Runner will stay on first. Wade Jr. still on first. 2 outs though. Here, we've got the post-game show coming up for you after this. Never mind the result. To bring you all the latest scores from around the MLB. A summary of this game before we get off the air tonight. Once again, if you're enjoying the stream, enjoying the coverage, make sure to subscribe. And we'll bring you more coverage in the future, hopefully later this week as well. Game tomorrow for the Giants just an hour later than today. Want to know the count? Risky with 14 pitches. You'll make that 15 as he hits that one. Does Matos. Will it drop? Will he get there? Yes, he will. Middle of the 7th. Score still 3-1 Tigers. The Giants have got to do something to mount a comeback here. We'll be back after this. Welcome back. They are singing the national anthem here. Amy Pearson, Sergeant First Class. Because it's Memorial Day and it actually hit the time while they're playing. They're doing it in the middle of this, so I would like to say sing it, or I'm not going to sing it, obviously, but I'll just give you a description. The ballpark is standing and singing along to the national anthem, which of course is Memorial Day in the US. The flag is flying high, and the national anthem ends. Once again, we'll be back after this break. Welcome back. You rejoins just in time. At the bottom of the 7th, the count is 1-0 here. Score is still 3-1. Torres up to bat for the Tigers, and the Giants have got to do something here. They've got to firstly sort out this fielding, pitching side of the game to stop the Tigers from extending their two-run advantage. And if they do that, then they've just got to get the runs in. They've got to get the hits in. They've got to get 2 runs to at least tie this game up. And if it was tied at the end of 9, we're going to extra innings. That one is at second base. Throw to first is good. That's a good start. Out at first. Ground out for Torres. Not being on the scorecard just yet. Hello Kitty Day in the ballpark. I never knew there was going to be a jersey with Hello Kitty on it for the Giants. That's coming up very soon. When the Giants are back at Oracle Park. Currently right now, we're at the home of the Tigers, Comerica Park. Owen won the count. And Ibanez first a bat and doesn't go well. It's a fly out. Goes well for the Giants. 2 outs now. Will this be a quick 3 up, 3 down as the national anthem maybe sparks some hope for the Giants? You've got to hope so. Memorial Day. Oh, I believe every team plays on Memorial Day. I don't know. Let's bring you the latest update from around the league. Bottom of the 4th in the Rockies versus Cubs. Still 1-0 to the Cubs there. Middle of the 4th, Brewers Red Sox. Brewers 1, Red Sox 0. They've just started at the Cardinals Orioles. Top of the 1st, 1 out. All the way back there. Caught at the wall. Caught at the wall. As close as you like it for the Tigers. 3 up, 3 down. Nearly a home run there. That could have been bad. 3-1. Top of the 8th. Coming up after this. Welcome back. Let's take you back to the 5th inning where Baez was ejected. The Tigers and almost tried to start a fight. He was held back by Torres. And luckily, nothing else broke out there. Chaos erupted. Top of the 8th though. Now, and score is Giants 1, Tigers 3, and the Tigers have brought on Tommy Canal. Right-hand pitcher, number 43. 20 games this season. Record of no wins, no losses. And 20.2 innings. 2 home runs allowed. As we move into the top of the 8th. The score is Giants 1, Tigers 3. The count is now 0-1. Mike Yastrzemski, top of the order, 0-3 today. Looking to get his first contribution on the board. Gotta be feeling this is the last we might see of Ostrowski if it ends within these 9 innings. Score is 3-1, and they've got to do something. They've got to do something quickly. The Giants, before this ball game slips away from them. Two-one pitch, in it comes. Swing and a miss. 2-2. So Canal bring on 3 new pitchers now. Tigers, they brought one on at the end of the last innings. They brought one on in this innings. The Tigers just trying to close this one out. 2-2 pitch. That one is hit. And Ostrowski won't get there. Out at first. 1 out in the top of the 8th then. Good view here at the Tigers' home stadium. Great weather as well. Not a single rain cloud in the sky. Only the white fluffy ones. Matt Chapman's 1 for 2 today. A walk, single, and a run. First pitch is a ball to the bottom of the zone. 1-0. Like we said, we've got post-game coverage of this game coming up with live scores from all the other games that are going on in the MLB in Memorial Day today. And we'll bring you a game story of this game. Score is 3-1 Tigers. And count is 2-0, but that one's a lovely hit from Chapman, but it looked like he made it a lovely hit. It's a fly out. And it's caught. 2 outs. And now, this will be needed. This man will be needed. Lee comes up. He was the first man to get a hit. 2 singles today. He's the best on the Giants team, definitely in this game. Starts off 0-1. Definitely, though, wasn't in the zone. It was definitely to the outside. I don't agree with that, but we saw earlier, if you argue with the MLB umpires, you get ejected. So let's not get anyone ejected now. That one's hit, and that one will be stopped at first. That will do it. Middle of the 8th. 1 chance left for the Giants. Gap is 2, but might be extended. Hopefully not. Tigers batting up next. Welcome back. Take you back to the bottom of the first. Good hands replay. Stopped by Adams, just on the wall. Took a bounce off it as well. Back to the present. Tigers 3, Giants 1. Bottom of the 8th. And hope for the Giants just keeps going down. Pitching change for the Giants, so let's have a look who's on. Jordan Hicks, 11 games, 9 starts, a record of 1 win, 5 losses, 3 home runs allowed, and 47.1 innings. He's definitely got the experience. Question is, what does he do with it? Bottom of the 8th. They've got to stop the Tigers from at least getting any more. First pitch in this one, and it's 0-1. Torkelson, 5th in the batting order. 1 for 1. A walk, single so far today. 1 to the outside. 1-1 is the count. We've not seen any home runs. We've just seen a scoring. There is still time. And I said that. There is still time. That's long gone. No, it's not. No, it's not. Come on, Adams. He's got it. He got it. He got it. 1 out. Great start. Great start for the Giants fielding. Thought it was gone until we saw the fielder. Zach McKinstry now 0 for 3, a strikeout and a flyout in this one. And 1-0 in this count as we approach the end of this one. Giants and Tigers are back in action tomorrow. Just an hour later, though, in this one. So I think that's... I couldn't even tell you what time that is in the US. I can tell you that's around about 7 p.m. in terms of British time, so whatever time that is for you. Sort that out. We won't be live for that one tomorrow, but hopefully we're live for other games. If you're enjoying this one, make sure you subscribe for more live coverage of Giants baseball. 2 for 2, count even. Bottom of the 8th, 1 out. Kinstry 0 for 3 today. He's going to remain that way. Strikeout. First strikeout for Hicks. Hopefully he's got 1 more in him. 2 up, 2 down. Can it be 3 for 3 for Hicks? Couch is just going to have a word with him. Just a short mound visit. Nevertheless, make sure you join us though in this little break. Make sure you join us for the post-game show where we'll have a game summary and a live updates from around the MLB for the latest scores. Dingler now up to the plate. And he starts off with an 0 for 1 count. Bit of a Mexican wave going around, and Hicks wasn't afraid to participate in that. Lovely stuff there from the crowd here in Detroit. That's the only thing we like about Detroit today. The crowd has been incredible. The weather, though, you could say the same. The weather's been incredible as well. 1-1 is the count. Comerica Park is loving this. 2-1 is the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. And we look into the bullpen for the Tigers. Will Vest, the right-handed pitcher. And the Mexican wave going around again, but this time Hicks can't get involved because he's throwing a pitch 84 mile an hour into the dirt. 3-1 is the count. Actually didn't even get there, so if there was a base runner there, could have easily advanced. Bit of a wild pitch, that. Could this be a wild pitch in terms of very good? Well, it's a foul ball. We've got a full count. Full count, 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th. And after this, it's last chance for Giants. If they score 2, we play on. If they score less than 2, it's game over. Mexican Wave goes round again. That one's a foul ball. Count remains 3-2. Mexican Wave just keeps on going around and Higgs keeps on missing it. He got involved with the first one. And live score update involving the Colorado Rockies. They've actually scored a run. 1-1 there. Sinker, 100 mile an hour. Throw to first. It's good. End of 8. It's all or nothing now for the Giants. 3-1. They have to score, or else it's all over. We'll be back for the deciding 9th inning after this. Come on, Giants. Welcome back. 3-1. It's all or nothing. Remember, we've got live post-game coverage bringing you all the analysis from Comerica Park. Never mind the result. Pitching change. We saw him getting ready. Will Vest on the mound for the Tigers. 22 games this season. 1 home run allowed. 24 innings. A record of 4 wins. No losses. Top of the 9th. The Giants failed to score less than 2. It's all over. Wilmer Flores, RBI single in the 6th. If you could get anything like that, it'll be a good start. 1-1 is the count. Top of the 9th. Flores is 4th in the batting order for the Giants. That one is to the outside and startled Flores just a bit that he had to move back. Just seeing the on deck for the Giants. Back to the game, 2-1, and that's a hit, and it's a fouled back, 2-2. Ball boy running to get that before we get back underway. And the pitch clock starts again. This is just very nervy scenes. Giants must know it all could be over as ball goes into the dirt. And promise you, not for the first time this innings, I believe, we've got a full count. 3-2. 3-2 is the count. That one's hit. That one is hit. And it's going to be a base hit. Good start. Good start. Wilmer Flores gets the Giants off in this decisive 9th inning with a base hit. It's not over just yet. Good stuff by Flores. It was safe along the ground. First baseman could have got to it with a dive, but didn't react in time, and if he didn't react to it at first, he definitely wouldn't have got there. Hit straight away, and this might be a double play. Oh, he's made an error. He slipped. No, he's not. He didn't. He did slip, but he only got second base out. Flores is out, but there's a runner still on first. 1 out. What did he do here? Got to first, and then there was just a bit of a mix-up there. So there's a runner on first. Unlike last time, there's 1 out in it, and back to the balls and strikes now. 1-0-1. Monte Wade Jr. now up. Walk in the 7th, but other than that, he's 0 for 2. Swing and a miss as it goes outside the zone. He looks like he's chasing there, and that's a strike. I don't know why I call that as a ball. Count 0-2. Top of the 9th. There's 1 out, and you've got to hope if this goes to 2 out, it might just be over. There's a man though, maybe just to keep the hope alive for the Giants. There's a man on first. You hit a home run, that'll be 2. That'll be a tie game, and that will at least send it to the bottom of the 9th. If it stays like this though, we're not even getting him at the bottom of the 9th. Count even at 2-2. Whatever happens, whatever results, will bring you post-game coverage of analysis. Fitzgerald's on deck. 0 for 3 today, with a strikeout in it. Back to the bullpen, and Boval's in there just in case. You've got to hope. Foul ball. 3-2. 3-2. Best has pitched 13 in this 9th inning. Wade Jr. 6 in the batting order. 0 for 2 today, and they'll get a strikeout. It was in the zone as well. Junior did some sort of a duck. 2 outs. And Yastrzemski's the one who's got to end it. He needs a hit, a run. He just needs to keep this game alive. We start off with a 1-0 count. The tensions are rising here at Comerica Park. Fans are starting to leave. That one's hit. It's game over. Tigers will win. 3-1 over the Giants. That is not the result you want to see if you're a Giants fan on Memorial Day especially. But there's a chance for revenge tomorrow. Finishes Giants 1, Tigers 3, 5 hits for the Giants, 7 for the Tigers, and the 1 error went to the Giants after the dropped catch in the bottom of the first. So Tigers win on Memorial Day. But we don't end there. We've got post-game coverage, analysis, game summary from this game, live scores from the MLB. After this short break, it's finished. Giants 1, Tigers 3. Good evening, Giants fans. Welcome to our post-game coverage of today's Memorial Day matchup between the San Francisco Giants and the Detroit Tigers at Comerica Park. The Tigers, secured a 3-1 victory over the Giants, improving their record to 35-20, while the Giants fall to 31-23. Firstly, let's take a moment to check in from other games that are going on around the league. We've got the Rockies versus Cubs. Now, the Rockies did just draw, but bottom of the fifth, 2 outs. We've got a runner on first. It's Cubs 2-1 there. Brewers, Red Sox is in the top of the sixth. No outs just yet. It's Brewers that have extended their league over the Red Sox to 2-0 now. And the Orioles Cardinals, which just started around about 30 minutes ago, is in the top of the third. 1 out there. Orioles lead 1-0. That's just gone to the middle of the third there all of a sudden. And the Rockies Cubs have gone to the end of the fifth. Games coming up include the Rangers Blue Jays, Mets White Sox, and Reds Royals. They come up in the next 30 minutes or so. And the Guardians Dodgers is later this evening, around about 2 hours and a half. Away from that, first though, let's talk about the game summary. The Tigers took the lead in the fourth inning with a run-scoring single by Dylan Dingler. They extended their lead in the fifth when Riley Green delivered a 2-run single, making it 3-0. The Giants managed to get on the board in the sixth inning with an RBI single from Wilmer Flores, but that was all they could muster against the Tigers pitching staff. Now, we did say earlier in the broadcast there was some breaking news coming from Liverpool, and there's a bit more information that have come from that. It's very sad scenes, to say the least. So, just a warning: this is a very distressing report. A man who's 53 has been arrested after a car has hit pedestrians at a Liverpool parade. Here's just what we know. Here's the summary. Merseyside police say a 53-year-old white British man has been arrested after a car drove into pedestrians in Water Street, Liverpool. Police did not say whether the man is the suspected driver and have warned people not to speculate on the circumstances surrounding the incident. Thousands of people were on the city streets for Liverpool FC's Premier League victory parade. It's not clear yet how many people have been injured or to what extent. Officers have cordoned off the scene, and Northwest Ambulance Services says crews are helping to deal with the incident. And Prime Minister Keir Starmer have said the scenes in Liverpool are appalling and thanks emergency services for swift response. And someone has just reported, I grabbed my daughter and dived out the way, says a reporter who was at the scene when people began screaming after a car drove through the crowd. We'll come back to that just towards the end of the broadcast, but let's move on to the pitching performances. Keider Montanaro started for the Tigers and pitched 5 scoreless innings, allowing just 1 hit and striking out 3 batters. He effectively navigated through the Giants lineup, keeping them off balance. For the Giants, though, Hayden Birdsong took the mound and pitched 4 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs on 5 hits while striking out 6. Despite his efforts, the Tigers capitalized on key opportunities to score. Riley Green, though, let's talk about offensive highlights. Riley Green was a standout performer for the Tigers, going 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Dylan Dingler also contributed with an RBI singles. For the Giants, Wilmer Flores provided the lone RBI with a 6-inning single. Jung-Hoo Lee had a solid game, going 2 for 4 at the plate. Let's move on, though, for defensive and bullpen contributions. The Tigers' bullpen held strong after Montenegro's exit. Bull Bristy, Tommy Canale, Will Vest combined to keep the Giants at bay, with Vest securing the save. The Giants' bullpen also performed well, with Spencer Bivens and Joe Hicks pitching scoreless innings to keep the game within reach, although it just wasn't enough from the batting side today. Quick, one more update on the live scores. Rockies Cubs still 2-1 to the Cubs in the top of the 6th. Mid-6, Brewers Red Sox 2-0. Orioles Cardinals bottom of the 3rd 1-0. And the one final score from today is this game. The earliest game, Tigers 3, Giants 1. Let's take your attention now to upcoming Giants games. We've got another game tomorrow between the Tigers away. That's actually not at a good time. That's 11:40 p.m. This is all British time and 11:40 p.m. tomorrow for that. And then on Wednesday, another game starting at 6:10. We might be live for that one. We'll have to see. And the Giants against the Marlins, that series gets underway on Saturday. Saturday morning for us in England at 10 past midnight. And just before we go, let's quickly take you back to a big breaking news story, and it's quite sad, very distressing. Just before we go off the air tonight, a man 53 has been arrested after a car has hit pedestrians at the Liverpool parade. Merseyside police say a 53-year-old white British man has been arrested after a car drove into pedestrians in Ward Street, Liverpool. Police did not say whether the man is the suspected driver and have warned people not to speculate on the circumstances surrounding the incident. A reporter has said, "I grabbed my daughter and dived out the way." That was a reporter at the scenes when people began screaming. Thousands of people were on the city's streets for Liverpool FC's Premier League victory parade. The club has offered its full support to the emergency services. It's not yet clear how many people have been injured or to what extent. Prime Minister Keir Starmer have said the scenes in Liverpool are appalling and thanks emergency services for their swift response. And just now, Everton FC have come out with a statement. Of course, Liverpool rivals, they're in the same city. Everton FC has just said their thoughts are with all of those who have been affected by this serious incident in the city. It seems that rivalries have been pushed aside for the time being, and it's gone from celebrations to sad scenes. That's all the information I will bring you tonight. We'll close off tonight's coverage by saying the Giants looking to bounce back in the next game of the series, aiming to even things up against the Tigers, with both teams showing strong performances. The upcoming games promise to be competitive and exciting. Thank you for joining us for this post-game analysis. Thank you for joining us for our whole coverage today. Stay tuned for more updates and coverage as the MLB season continues. Thank you for watching today. Reminder, if you enjoyed the coverage, make sure to like, subscribe, whatever you want to do to show your support. We'll bring you more coverage over the coming few days with more Giants baseball, hopefully. But from here, from Comerica Park, we'll see you later. It's finished. Tigers 3, Giants 1. Good night.